Okay, everyone, so what we're talking about here is how to get what you want. That could be physical, emotional, mental, financial, or social. It could be for you or it could be for another. That's okay either way, because in fact, you do have influences on others, others have influences on you, you can have an influence on yourself, and others can have an influence on themselves. How can we formalize the process by which a person takes their complaints, visions, desires, based on their conditioning, and actually expands their influence transparently? What do I mean by that? That you take a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stage approach to approach something in a playful way, which I call stamina. Success through admiration, mutually inspired, non-accusatory. Specifically, clean stamina. That is, confidence lets every attitude near. Well, the cleanliness of this is a reference to a clean conscience. Confidence lets every attitude near because a clean conscience is not contaminated by guilt, anger, sadness, fear. It is generally confident and dependable. It's transcended dependence, moved into independence, and then moved into dependability. These are not just stages, but they're actually concentric states, so that the dependable person can still become independent, and the independent person can still become dependable, and the dependable person can still become dependent also. So once you become independent, it's not as if you can't be dependent anymore, and it's not like once you become dependable, you can't become independent or dependent. So they are concentric. However, if you are only dependent, then you have not yet become independent, and if you're only independent, you haven't yet become dependable. We'll talk about that nuance later, but it's related to feeling guilty, and then feeling innocent, and then feeling glorious. Now, feeling that way is your first person point of view 1, which is subjective. Looking that way is point of view 2, which is also subjective, and then being that way is point of view 3, which is objective. So when I say you feel guilty, that's one thing. How about when you look guilty? That's another thing. How about when you are guilty? That's the third thing. How about when you feel innocent, look innocent, and are innocent? How about when you feel glorious, look glorious, and are glorious? This has that same similar concentric vibe where your guilt remains. The mistakes you made, the violence, still there in your past. Your past remains, but we're building a future on top of a prior past, and we're just basically burying the past in the new state. Okay, now that's a little bit of an aside, but not really. What are we doing with this complaint, vision, or desire that we have? First, we're deciding, do we have to drift, where we just wait for things to get better, or can we drive? Can we move things in a direction that we want? Whether the thing we want is physical, emotional, mental, financial, social, or moral, we could talk about that later. Whether the thing you want is those, but also whether the things you have at your disposal are physical, emotional, mental, financial, social, or moral. Because these 5 sets of conditions, 5 or 6 sets of conditions, are both the things that we want, the categories into which the things that we want fit, but they're also the categories into which the things that we have fit. So we're talking about trading. We're talking about trading up, also called sacrifice. Sacrifice is trading up, sacred. Because you have to give something up. You have to pay. You have to pay dues. Once you pay your dues, then you can get what you want. That's what it takes to have your complaint resolved, your vision manifest, and your desire fulfilled. So step 1, complaint, vision, and then step 2, decide, drive or drift or drive. That is also called the serenity prayer. Do I, God give me the strength to deal with what I can deal with, the patience to forgive or let go of what I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. So the serenity prayer is step 2. Step 1 is, of course, is the point. Step 1 is the point. and that is our desires. Getting what you want. I call this get what you want, which can be pronounced go you. It's also go for it, which is get over fear of rejection in time, which has to do with elevating your standards. Because so many of us have dropped our standards to protect ourselves from disappointment. More on that later. So step 3, study the laws of pursuit, attraction, and creation. Most people have only heard about the law of attraction, and that's fine. But there is also a law of creation and a law of pursuit. There is a blue pill version of the law of attraction, and there is a red pill version of the law of attraction. The blue pill version says, think happy thoughts and happy things will happen to you. The red pill version says, the more valuable and attractive you are, the better your life will go. So this is a course about how to become a more valuable person. Moving on to step 4. How about other people? Others. What do you do with others who are bothering you or that you want to bring into your campaign? You can call out, which is like blaming, accusation, etc. You can cancel, which is just like forgetting about them, going about your own business. You can call in. Now we're getting pretty pro-social. And you can call upon, which is quite, holy. So that's others. So we have desire, serenity, manifestation. Here it's like about you. Here it's about like maybe God. Here it's about you again. What are you going to do? You're going to pursue, attract, or create. Now it's about others. It's a little bit more godly, spirituality. It's less selfish, more other-ish. Now it's about you again. This is the self. The self. Physical, emotional, mental, financial, social, and moral self, or objective data structure that you are in the world. It's a vibrational thing. You are sending out vibrations or influence or impressions to other people. And like we said, these 5 things are the categories that your complaints, visions, and desires fit into, but they're also the categories your assets fit into. So whether you're dependent, independent, or dependable, physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, socially, or morally, shows up on a 6x3 grid like this. And you can ask yourself, this person I'm talking to, are they morally dependable? Are they emotionally independent? Are they financially dependent? So you have a scorecard that we're all actually judging each other on, but we don't like to talk about judgment because we're paranoid about hurting people's feelings, having our feelings hurt, and again, that is what holds us back. That's what Go For It is designed to heal. So now we have energy. So E equals mc squared. What does that mean? It means that these 2 things are fungible. Energy and matter are fungible. That means the physical, emotional, mental, financial, social, and moral are fungible. So you can pay in all these ways to get all of these things. So you can sacrifice conditions. You can sacrifice some conditions. And if you do that right, that's called work or effort. Also called letting go. Then you can then you're available to receive. When you let go, then you can receive. Okay, so energy. So this is a cosmic consciousness. Cosmic consciousness, also known as vibrational consciousness, and this transcends self-consciousness. So this is the self, this is others, and this is the universe. So how do we organize all this? Is through a game called Stamina. And I already said success through admiration, mutually inspired, non-accusatory. But I want to give you another acronym here, which is sorcerer, thoroughness, actuality or factuality, mood, inspiration, negativity, and I call it which is creativity. Now, this was popularized or brought to me by someone called De Bono, Edward De Bono. He called it 6 thinking hats, but now we've added a 7th one. These were the original 6. And it's a game that he taught me to play that I'm now teaching you to play in the context of something in your life giving you a problem, something shitty in your life, right? Something shitty in your life is what we're focused on, and we're having a systematic approach to moving things in a direction that's more to your satisfaction. So I hope that's been helpful, and we'll see you next time.